Well, well. We are finally talking about one of the most talked about Doctor Who episodes in a fucking while, guys. Like, this has been a long time that we've been waiting to talk about this one. A lot of people want to talk about this one. Before the episode, people wanted to talk about it. After the episode, people want to talk about it. Everyone wants to talk about it. And it's the one week that I couldn't fucking talk about it on the episode day. The day the episode came out, immediately after. It's the one episode I couldn't do it. But every other week from now on in, you'll expect a live stream from me every Saturday at 9 AM. But today, on a random ass Tuesday, we're back to our normal route, starting at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And we are here to talk about the last episode of Doctor Who that went up. And it came out on Saturday. It was called The Well. And I thought it was fucking marvellous. So, we're going to talk about that today. Welcome, everyone, to the stream, to the Who Bulletin. A weekly Doctor Who live stream that we do here on YouTube. How fun. We have a sort of rhythm, I guess, to these live streams. So, we are going to be starting with a little Whoodle. We're going to start with a Whoodle. We are going to start with that. We're going to do a Whoodle, which we love. If you don't know what a Whoodle is, we look at images from Doctor Who episodes. We try and guess what it is. It's a little bit of fun. Gets us warmed up for the Doctor Who stream. And then we will talk about the episode. And then towards the end of the stream, we'll be doing a little bit of 13, a little bit of talking about news, because there is some news as well, and some theories about the rest of the series, because we're starting to get through it now, and by this Saturday, we'll be halfway through Season 2, which is absolutely crazy already. Cool. So, let's jump on that. Where are we at? So, first of all, the Whoodle! Let's see if this works, hang on. Let's see if this button works. Did it work? Oh, George! Hey man, you're fucking class, you like. This is great. So the last stream we did would have been quite a while ago, actually. Wouldn't have been the 22nd. It would have been the Saturday the 19th. So we're going to go all the way back to the 20th, and we're going to go from here. We have to guess what Doctor Who episode we're talking about. And whilst I do this, feel free to join in. But feel free to talk about the episodes and give me your thoughts on it as well. And then we'll talk about the episode right after. So to start with, we can go anywhere within reason. I say reason. Backwards in time and space, yes, and forwards in time. I don't know which one this is. Second episode. Well, I say reason. That's definitely Tennant. Is it Shakespeare Code? No. Is someone trying to hurt you? No, it's Impossible Astronaut? No? Okay. I thought it might have been Canton that we're talking about here, like a one-off guest. Oh, God, what is that? It could be Smith, it could be Tennant. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just going to guess one, because I really don't know it. You know all the stories. You must know if there's another way out. There's a tale, a secret song, the thief of the temple and the Nimmer's door. And the secret songs go open the secret door. How does it go? Can you sing it? Name of the Doctor? I don't fucking know. Oh, it was, yeah. I should have thought. I did think Clara, like, straight away, but scared of getting it wrong. That's the girl who's singing. Yeah. Okay. Next one. Oh. Unicorn and the Wasp. Straight away, man. He's opening the box and he's got the thing in there. It's pretty cool. 22. This is a newer one. Don't know which newer one, but this is definitely a more recent one. I want to say either the Daleks, maybe? Nope. Is that a car park? What is that building? Oh, for fuck's sake! It's Robot Revolution. Nice. They're adding the new ones in, which is really fun. cat. Cold War. Piece of piss. Yeah, those are the nuclear warhead in the submarine underwater. Girl Who Waited. Yeah, it's the museum bit at the beginning. Cool. Cool. Paul McGann. No, it's not, though. It's Timeless Children. Because it's the Matrix bit where she's blowing the fucking brains of the Matrix. Fantastic. Fantastic. Sonic Saturday, folks. What are we going to hear?
I'm so old now. I used to have so much mercy.
Ooh, cold. I think that's the Runaway Bride. Nope. School reunion.
I'm so
School. Tune, by the way.
Can't get any photos because then it gets all.
Oh.
And that was just plain weird, her winning the lottery like that.
Well, no harm in a little investigation while I'm here.
No, good for you. Good for you.
School reunion. Scace's paradigm. Are those things safe? Yeah, safe and thick. The way I like them. Ugh. Safe and thick. Oh, girl in the fireplace? Fucking ace, man. Look at that. Hungry Earth. Easy, man. He's got the fucking slingshot. That could be fucking anything. I'm going to say a Big Bang. Probably wrong. Oh, it's earlier than that. Oh, it's End of the World, isn't it? Yeah. Fantastic. There is the Whoodle, and we haven't got a normal transition set up, so back we are to talk about the well. Well. Welcome, one and all. I'd love to say a lovely warm thank you to everyone who's joined us on this very strange Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to Jess Hood, Mr. Scarlo, Cam, Dr. Master, Lonely Assassin, Doctor Who Mania, Trek Matt, Phil Hawkins, Michael, Double T Matt, Dream Dazzle, Hooniverse Archive, Ethan DJ C, and anyone else who I may have missed. I'm not sure if I have. Amshi Darcy. Welcome to the stream. Protagonist Ivy, welcome as well, and congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. Go and check out Ivy's channel, by the way. Just click on the name and go and check out the channel. I guess that's the easiest way to do it, if you can still do that. I think you can still do that. Fantastic channel. Welcome all, one and all. Abbas Nuno and Oliver Street and the Donut Devil as well. Welcome, one and all. We've finally done our Whoodle, and it's time to talk about the well. Well. That joke is never going to get fucking old. Gregory Robinson, welcome. I don't know really where to start with this one, because, well, first of all, can we just say, after the giggle, after the Star Beast, after the Church on Ruby Road, and significantly after the well, whoever the fuck the BBC are allowing to be involved with production, who are like leaking this shit, can go fuck themselves, by the way. Like, why? Like, before we even start the review, yet again, we are deprived of a real reaction. If you're active in the Doctor Who community and you knew the twist going into this episode, because a couple months ago it was basically spoiled. Now, we didn't talk about it on stream, and it's a great question. George, I met you at the Empire of Death screening and you had absolute dread in your face afterwards. Thinking Reality War screening will be any better. Well, I actually enjoyed the Empire of Death screening, so I'm hoping that I didn't give off too bad of a vibe, but it could be because it was about 1 o'clock in the morning and I was very tired. But yes, I do remember you meeting me, and that was lovely. Thank you for coming and saying hi. I will be going to the Reality War screening, and we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, it's not, I don't necessarily blame fans for talking about it so much. I mean, it is annoying, but it is going to happen. I have to really get to the bottom of it, of like, in my mind, fuck the people who actually from production who leaked it. Like, fuck them. Because, my god, like, I hate the kinds of people who, being involved with production, take it upon themselves to, like, throw it out there. It happened with Bi-Generation. It happened with the binary, non-binary, Donna-daughter regeneration thing out of the meta crisis. It happened with the Goblins and Davina McCall on the Church on Ruby Road, and now it's happened with, spoiler alert, Midnight sequel being The Well. And it's really fucking annoying because it keeps happening. It keeps happening. And it will keep happening, and there's nothing that can really be done. Welcome Josh Carr as well. Yeah, the chat is stacked today. Thank you for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. I was upset by that, to be honest, because I feel like it ruins the effect going into it. Now, as someone who's a content creator in the community, I have to be on social media, and I have to be in the community, and I have to take stuff in, unfortunately. I love doing it, right? But it does lead to stuff like that, and it does lead to my enjoyment of the show somewhat getting ruined by pricks like that, because although I don't talk about it in my videos, it's the same thing as, like, this is very sidetracked, but I fucking despise Elon Musk, and I would delete Twitter in a heartbeat if I didn't have content to promote and an audience to try and grow. It would be stupid of me to throw that away. As much as I hate him and the platform and how it is now, it's the same thing with Doctor Who. If I didn't make content about it, I'd just disconnect completely, and I'd just watch it and not get stuff spoiled. But again, so widely broadcast, and everyone talks about it so openly without any filter, including in this live stream chat. I am disappointed wholeheartedly that people in this live stream chat from previous weeks have had the twist of this episode spoiled because of people who put it in this chat. And then what I will do is, I'm going to do what I forgot to do. Feature episodes in the chat. So, first of all, yeah, I'm disappointed about that. I think it makes you go into the episode without, you judge it in your head. And it's the same thing that happened with the Bi-Generation. I love the Bi-Generation concept. I do, I really do. And I was annoyed because it leaked so far in advance that everyone seemed to have an opinion fully formed on it before it even happened on screen. And it's just really fucking annoying, to be honest. I just wish we just didn't know anything. And I'm glad, because we don't have any leaks currently about the Reality War or Wish World or anything towards the end of the series. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I will do something on the screen as well, I think. But I'll do it for the next stream just because I had to jump on this last minute. But getting away from the negativity, let's talk about The Well. Because I would actually say that even though I had it leaked and it would be better without that, it did not affect my enjoyment of this episode at all. I absolutely fucking adored it. I really did. I really, really did. And it's the first time in a long time where I've honestly watched a Doctor Who episode and been went into it so excited, and that paying off and being sort of rightfully so. I was just in awe that we got such a great horror episode from Doctor Who. I don't get scared very easily with shows and TV. I used to. I love horror, but I haven't had it in a long time where I don't know, the last big scary episode of Doctor Who, when was it? Because I don't think Jodie's era had a good horror. At least not one that scared the shit out of me. Capaldi, I can't think of any. Probably Knock Knock is the last big one, but even then I don't rate Knock Knock very highly. Before that, fuck knows. There definitely wasn't one in Series 9. Series 8, not really. Listen, maybe, but that wasn't a horror per se. Hide. But this one, I was so excited about because, and I said this from the get-go, the concept to me is almost like it's almost like Alien. And I know people fucking hate me saying this. I had someone really go at me on Twitter about this. But I always made the comparison of, like, if Midnight is Alien, then The Well is Aliens. If you've never seen the Alien films, the first Alien film, Alien, is horror directed by Ridley Scott, set on a spaceship with a monster alien killing and picking off the crew one by one. There's a limited crew of about 6 people. It's in a small enclosed space, little chance of escape, one alien threat. Aliens is a sequel to the first film, directed by James Cameron. Different director, different vision, different story, different vibe. And that's more of an action film. It's still a horror, but it is also an action. So you get these commandos, these marines, who are going down to the planet's surface with someone from the original crew in the first film, and there's a big hive of aliens, but it's like they're going to explore what's gone wrong. It's a colony, and they're all dead, and they're all missing, and there's one small girl who's left, and some knows something, maybe doesn't. Obviously, a lot more comparisons like that don't make any sense, but it's the same sort of effect for me, where it's like, the last thing I wanted from a Midnight sequel is them to do the Doctor and companion get stuck on a bus with strangers on the same planet and do the same thing all over again, or something similar but with the same monster, or something along those lines. What I loved here was that in this you have the added threat of these trigger-happy sort of soldiers. The one thing I would have liked to have seen here is a little bit of Capaldi in the Doctor here. I would have liked to have seen Ncuti be a little bit more openly against the soldiers because of their sort of frantic use of their weapons. You know, pointing their weapons at this girl who is clearly traumatized, clearly gone through a lot of shit, is deaf, and they're not being very accommodating at all. Capaldi would have fucking ripped them a new one, and I love that. I loved that. Yeah, I just would have loved to have seen that element of it. But, that being said, I do like that element of it because it makes it different enough from the original story. You get the same sort of vibe with the monster kind of fucking with everyone, and you just get, I don't know, man. You just get a lot of shit going on there, and you get a lot of, it's that toying, it's that game playing that the original monster did. I like the idea that this is the same monster, but it's a different monster. And you can tell the story never, when it was originally being written, didn't start as a Midnight sequel. You can tell that's something they incorporated later on. And I think that's a really good thing that they've incorporated. And it works tremendously well because it gets people talking. And I think it's amazing that you have a story like Midnight, which everyone, myself included, in the fan base says, you never need to make a sequel for this. And I hope they never do. And they do it, and everyone goes, that was actually pretty good. Especially nowadays. Like, that's crazy. I'm genuinely surprised and baffled to the nth degree that it got such a positive reaction. I watched it and thought, that was great, but I bet everyone fucking hated it. I looked online, everyone seemed to love it. But yeah, I don't think Midnight did need a sequel. I still don't think it does, but I enjoyed the fact that this is a very different story to what Midnight was. You think of a Midnight sequel, you think of the same thing all over again, right? But with a little bit more information. This is not in any way a similar story to Midnight, and that's why it works in my mind. Midnight is cabin fever, you know? People stuck in an enclosed space being forced to turn on each other out of fear. And you're in the one position where the story explores the element of what if people didn't just blindly trust the Doctor? What if people were actually untrustworthy of him? They're all humans. He's the alien. There's another alien who's a threat. Maybe he's involved. He's the strange one. You know, he is getting too involved. It plays on the Doctor's own weaknesses, which I think is brilliantly clever. And that is why Midnight is brilliant. That is not the way that this episode works. The only slight similarity is that you have Cassio, who doesn't trust the Doctor at all, doesn't want to listen to him, but he's told to listen to him by his superior officer. But there is not many similarities in the story structure at all. There's no similarities really in the monster, in terms of how it's presented, what its powers are, what it does. But by making that connection, I think you elevate the story and the mystique of this monster. the Weeping Angels came back in Series 5 after first appearing in Blink. In Blink, their powers were they touch you, they send you back in time. When they brought them in for Time of Ages of Flesh and Stone, they made the very brave decision of going, actually, we're not going to make them do that. We want them to just creep around a maze and snap people's necks. And they justify that, and it is brilliant. I would actually go as far to say that Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone is better than Blink. In my eyes, I prefer that two-parter than the original story. I don't prefer this to Midnight, but it's the same sort of thing. It changes the mystique and the mystery and the ideas of the original story while still keeping it authentic and alive and honest and brilliant, and I love that. It expands upon it in a brilliant way. Yeah, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very, very happy about that. I think this is... Yeah, going into it, I think like filming in a quarry, having all these people in the same costumes and stuff, it feels really high budget. That's where you really sense the budget. You don't need big CGI sets and big stunts to make it feel high budget. You need, like, a good amount of actors in, like, the same costumes, in the same space, a big ensemble working with each other. That's when it really shines, right? A little bit like, Forest of the Dead, but because you have all of those people, you get, a lot of stuff. I just think it's great. I think that's great. And I think when we get to the element of that initial thing of, I don't know, when you get into the room and you start to work out what's going wrong. I loved all the stuff with the sign language as well. I thought that was really clever. The sort of comment about it being like untrustworthy by people still not trusting sign language or whatever. That's a great way of doing that commentary in a way that felt genuine and honest. An actual deaf actress, Rose, who was brilliant in this. So you just have a level of authenticity there as well, which I think is brilliant. I know everyone. Look, you guys are allowed to do what you want. I'm glad you're here. I'm just glad you're here. But yeah, the whole "don't turn your back on me" thing is brilliant. Like, she was an excellent actress and a fantastic guest star for this episode, and your heart goes out to her, but you still have this element with that character where you're like, I don't know if she is alive or not, or whether she's just possessed. Because that's what the genius of this episode, in my eyes, is that it doesn't just give you all the answers. The one thing that this could have done is it could have come in and give you all the answers from the first Midnight episode that you all had after the episode. Instead, what we get is, a story which doesn't give you all the answers and actually gives you more questions. It doesn't really show you what the entity looks like, but it gives you the implication that it's there. But then it also begs a question of, well, what would have happened if they had thrown the Doctor out of that bus? Because at that point, in Midnight, right, we see the creature learning, toying with people, playing and evolving. And we see the creature take over Skye. And she's copying them. And then latches onto the Doctor. And then does something to him which paralyzes him. And she pretends that she's fine. So we know that the Midnight creature can evolve and change and become almost emulative of human behaviour. What happens when that Midnight creature that we see evolve so much within half an hour in the original Midnight, what happens if you leave that creature with that knowledge and experience that it's gained for 400,000 years? What happens then? And then you get this wonderful, wonderful story, which I think you then get the idea of, well, you never know. You never, ever know with Alice as a character. Is she possessed? Is she even alive? Is Alice still alive? Or is she gone? Is the Midnight entity... I mean, this is the other thing, right? We hear that she's been there by herself for 14 days. She hasn't tried doing anything to call for help or anything like that. That's okay, we can understand that. She may or may not have eaten, but she does establish that she is the cook, so it makes sense that she'd be able to do that. But the thing I like about that is, you've got, in the original Midnight episode, it evolves from not being able to speak to copying at the same time, to then transferring consciousness and then acting human in half an hour. She's been sat there for 14 days with it possessing her. I think there could be an argument made for she's dead already. or she is being genuine and she's possessed. But who's to say the midnight creature or the entity behind Alice has not already just learned all these human emotions and is able to manipulate them? I love that. I love that. Because that's something that was so prevalent with the original Midnight Creature. It was about possession, and it would talk through someone. I think, in my head canon, it was talking through her the whole time. And it was using this tool to make you think that... Like, to make you think that the creature's gone. Because the one stinker... And go back and watch it, because there's one stinker. I've seen the episode twice, and I was looking out for it. At the end of the episode, when the Doctor gets them in the lift, 3 people enter that lift. 2 soldiers and Alice, who smiles and waves at the Doctor. And then we purposefully get a shot of the lift screen which says 4 people out of 6 capacity in the lift. It's very clear. Very, very clear. It's not just one shot. It's very clear in the whole scene that 2 people enter the lift with Alice. And there's 4 people in that lift. I think she's still possessed. I think she's still possessed. And I just think that is brilliant. Because you can analyse this episode to the nth degree. You can take this episode, you can break it down frame by frame. You can theorise you can theorise that the Midnight Entity is gone and died by throwing herself in the well with that commando person. And that Alice is absolutely fine and lives a happy life and goes back to her daughter. Or you can theorise that the Midnight Entity is actually in the lift and not on Belinda at all. Or you can emphasise that it's both. There's 2 entities. But there were 4 people in that lift, and we only saw 3. And I love that it doesn't give you any answers. The only thing it does do is imply that after the Doctor's gone, the entity did manage to escape onto the ship. And I absolutely fucking love that. Because I just think that whatever they do with it next, whether they never... And I'll have a look at this theory you tweeted in a minute, Josh. If they don't make another follow-up to this in the future, absolutely fine. If they do, incredible. But what I love about this episode is it has fucking layers, man. Like, Doctor Who has felt quite surface level for a little while to me, and I love that you can actually analyse this from like a filmmaking perspective and go, I have theories about what this means, not just, oh, here's a mystery box woman at the end of the episode who just talks about the Vindicator for no fucking reason. Because Mrs. Flood is great, we know she's great, it's a theory, but it's a very obvious, here guys, theorise about this. Whereas this is talking about media subtext. This is actual stuff that you blink and you miss it and think, hang on, there were 3 people in that lift and that says 4. That's something. You can analyse it, you can break it down. It's actual fucking good television, and I was happy about that because I'm like, holy shit, I'm watching Doctor Who and I'm like, it's good. And they've done a good Midnight sequel. I don't know. Stop talking about the absorber off. Man. I'm looking at your tweet, Josh. I'm gonna look for your tweet. Trying to find it. Trying to find it, bro. Trying to find it. Trying to find your theory. Oh, here we go. See, I have my issues with this theory tying it to Wild Blue Yonder, because as brilliant as that would be, I kind of like Wild Blue Yonder being its own thing, because it's that whole mystery. So the theory here is The Well is the middle part of a trilogy, which is altogether is Midnight, The Well, and Wild Blue Yonder. At the end of The Well, it says there are 4 life forms in the airlock when there's only 3 people, but we know the life form is attached to Belinda. So what if the entity, still learning, discovered to concepts of one life form splitting into 2 from 15's memories of bi-generation? Half the creature survives at the end and hops from ship to ship until it ends up where it is in Wild Blue Yonder, evolved into the Not Things, and it has developed its abilities to display as multiple life forms and divide itself. Its encounter with 14 leads to invoking the superstition, which allows bi-generation to become possible, and bang, bootstrap paradox. I like the idea of the bootstrap paradox in that. My only sort of takeaway from that is the intentions of the Not Things in Wild Blue Yonder seem different to that of what I'd imagine the Midnight Entity, but maybe that's just my own thoughts, right? For me, it's a case of, in Wild Blue Yonder, the Not Things are sort of on the edge of the universe looking in, and are they've learned about the humans and the living beings by way of the songs of war and all that sort of thing that reach them on the edge of the universe. It sort of implies that they've always been on the edge of the universe and they've sort of crept through from the void, as opposed to a being that exists, has studied like humans and people and bounces from ship to ship all the way to then just being abandoned at the edge of space. My only criticism of that, I love the theory, don't get me wrong, Josh, I'm just sort of being a nerd here. My only thing with that is that the urgency to kill off these Not Things instead of letting them get into the main universe, it kind of detracts away if they came from the middle of the universe, you know what I mean? For me, the reason Wild Blue Yonder is so gorgeously scary is that these creatures are completely inconceivable and they come from almost outside of the universe, but the edge of the universe, and are desperate to get in, to emulate, to copy, to take, we don't know what they're going to be. And I understand the whole idea of copying and shit. That's great, and that does tie to the Midnight Creature quite well. I just have my doubts about the implication, especially given that The Well wasn't intentionally supposed to be a Midnight sequel originally. But, yeah, I love the headcanon, though. I love the headcanon, and if that works for you, then that makes it so much more fun to watch. So, yeah, love that. Yeah, you could make that emulation of like literally anything like that, but it's the same way as like they're going, oh well, in Listen it was the Midnight Entity as well, and it's like you could pull it from anything, and I love that, but headcanons mess with my head. I personally love this episode. I love the music in this. The moment that 15 realizes that where they are, I think is really brilliantly done. Because even though I knew what was happening, I was so excited when they're working it out. Because they work it out in such a natural way. There wasn't a moment of going, oh my god, it's midnight. It's like, no, they're scientific. They're having a scientific conversation, and you can see the Doctor's brain whirring, trying to work it out, and that's where it's perfect. The joy of that when he's going like, and the logic behind it as well. Like 400,000 years ago, the radiation comes from the star. The star was extonic, but it isn't anymore. It was extonic, and the surface of the planet was made of diamonds. And he's like, "What's the name of the planet? 6767." No. What was the original name of the planet? Oh, it's called Midnight. Bang! It fucking hits you. David Tennant, Flash. Sky Silvestri, Flash. And then the person fucking dies, launches into the air, neck snapped, and just crashes to the floor, and they ramp up the fucking Midnight score from 2008. Oh my god. This is the shit I live for, man. So I put something on YouTube today as well. There's the piece of music that they use is from the Midnight episode. I am self-promoting here. I put a link in the chat. The link in the chat links to something uploaded today. Just a weird little mock-up that I did. They used, this is me being a music nerd for Doctor Who, by the way. They took the music piece from Midnight, the second half of the track Midnight, for when all of the soldiers are getting flung into the air and killed. But they add the jump scare sting sound effect that they use for the Midnight creature, the entity, into the music, and it's fucking gorgeous and bloody scary. So I edited that together using my own sort of stuff. Check that out. Have fun with that. Listen to it if you want to listen to it. It's only 45 seconds long, but it's fucking great. See if I can play a bit in the background. But the... Oh... Yeah, it's just scary as shit, and I love it. That jump scare sting sound effect is brilliant. Well, no, it originally appeared in Forest of the Dead. The track is called Midnight. It was written for Midnight. It's used in Forest of the Dead. It's used in Midnight. It's used a little bit in Turn Left, Stolen Earth, The End of Time. It's used in fucking all sorts of episodes. It is a piece that keeps being referred back to throughout the sort of late Tennant and early Matt Smith eras. Just time and time again. But this is the first time it's been used in a long, long time. But it is the Midnight music. It is from a track called Midnight. So it is just like one of those things that just ties back. And I was so excited. So excited. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, I love this episode. I thought it was brilliant. I don't think it was perfect. I can't say that it was an episode that, like, I don't think it's better than Midnight by any stretch of a degree. I don't think it's better than a lot of episodes from a long time ago, but it's definitely one of the best made episodes in a long time for Doctor Who. For me, anyway. Wild Blue Yonder was my favourite previous to this. How would you rank the episodes left based on your excitement? So, next week we've got Lucky Day, which I'm excited for. I'm intrigued by, but I haven't got too much excitement for. You know what? Like, the more I'm with Belinda, the more I'm like, I'm not as fussed about Ruby. Like, I'm not like... I like Ruby. When I saw season 1, I liked it, but Belinda's great. Belinda is my favourite of the two so far. Ruby I thought was good, so I'm excited to see what the next episode's like. I'm glad that it sort of ties into the main series arc as well. I'm excited to see Conrad. I am very excited for the story in the engine, I think it's called, and the Interstellar Song Contest. So for me, I'd probably say at the top, you're talking Interstellar Song Contest as my most anticipated, most excited about. Then the story in the engine, then Lucky Day, then Wish World, and then Reality War, because I don't know anything about those stories at the finale, so it's hard to be excited about them yet, but they will be quite anticipated when we get closer, I'm sure. How would I rank the episodes that have been released so far? Is a good question, including Joy to the World. Top of the list, The Well. In fact, I'd say the ranking goes in reverse order. The Well, Lux, Robot Revolution, and then a lot of space, and then Joy to the World. I'd love to make a fake leak, but I just don't think I could ever do it. I don't think I could do it because it would be a dickhead thing to do, but I'd love to. The Well is brilliant. The Well is brilliant. Interstellar Song Contest or Eurovision Song Contest? Well, Interstellar. Be fucking cool. I'm hoping Interstellar Song Contest has like some good cameos, because they really have a chance to get some good cameos in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, they have a chance. They have a chance. I don't know. I think I'm hopeful. I just, like, Interstellar Song Contest, they could easily have some, like, Slovene in the background. They could have some, fucking Daleks somewhere, I'm sure. They could probably slide a couple in. Some really obscure Doctor Who monsters. That's what we need to see in the background of all that. Anyway, I'm going to say we've got about 15 minutes. No, but that's wrong. We haven't got 15 minutes left. We've, we have about half an hour left. Let's do a bit of 13, I reckon. I would like to know, folks, in the chat, what you think of The Well, and also what questions you may or may not have for myself. We are going to play some 13. This is fun. But, yeah, do let me know. What questions do you have for me regarding The Well or any other part of Doctor Who at the minute, or just generally elsewhere, whatever you fancy. And then, yeah, just let me know, folks. Let me know. While I try and master this game. Anyone else find it a bit annoying that the Doctor... Oh. The Doctor introduces himself by saying the name is the Doctor, and then just, I am the Doctor. It's definitely a nitpick, but it feels like it looks some mystery. Hang on. It's the Doctor rather than just, I am the Doctor. I don't really get the annoyance, to be honest, personally, but... Are you getting ads, by the way? Are you actually getting ads? Because I haven't set up any fucking ads. That's what's confusing me. I don't think I have, anyway. I'm going to start shifting that if I have. Yes, oh my god, there are ads. Right, I've put it on the lowest ad setting, so you guys don't get fucking distracted. Can't wait to see you and Cooper on Who's There for Interstellar Song Contest. I don't know about that. I don't know. First I've heard about that. Interesting. Where'd you get that information from? Intriguing. Yeah, I've changed the ad settings. Hopefully that sorts things out. They might still be ads, but they might be just a bit less frequent, which is good. I had it on like a balanced setting, which I think means that like they happen, but like less off, but like average, and then there's like a lower setting. So I've gone for the lower setting. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to make friends. I know you're saying that Troy said it'd be based on which episode the guests are most excited for. What's Troy been saying? That's confusing to me. Pink Subside by Pink Panthers. I haven't listened to that, I'm afraid. That doesn't sound quite right, actually. Interesting. Yeah, what's Troy been saying? Has Troy been chatting bare wet again? I haven't said that in a long time. Chatting bare wet. Pardon me. Lucky Day, Love and Monsters 2.0. Fucking hell. Favourite 15th Doctor outfit of the series? Well, I love the coat that he's wearing in the Lucky Day promo photos. That looks amazing. That looks genuinely amazing. I'm so excited about that. I would end the show by having the Doctor smile wistfully into the distance as I guess the real Doctor Who was the Who's we've doctored along the way, huh? I think I would want to, if not scream, actually. Just scream with pure hatred and anger. How to put 4 people on. He was trying to figure out how to put 4 people on the screen. Aussie. Interesting. Why are we talking about... I'm so confused. How come you've worked out me and Cooper are apparently going on Who's There? God, first I've heard of this. Damn. I don't know what that's about. Crazy. Don't know what Troy's coming out with. Madness. Do we think the next regen is going to be a bi-generation or a classic one? Should be a classic one, surely. If Russell does another bi-generation, I think half the fan base might just kill him. Bring Sabrina Carpenter into Doctor Who, and I would just be so happy. Do I think it'll happen? Fuck no. But I'd love them to. She's too big for that now. She's far too big for that. That wouldn't happen, unfortunately. I wish it would. Tell us what you know, Al. Don't be so mysterious. Don't be so mysterious in the streams. I'll create rules that say no being mysterious. Oh, fuck, I know what you know. I know damn well what you know. Fuck, yeah, of course. Of all people, yeah, you know. You do know. Fuck, yeah, okay, we can't talk about that one. Very good, actually, because I was like, how the hell would you know that? I know damn well what you know. Come on, George, you got this. You got this. Words of wisdom. Words of fucking dick. Will you be going to the cinema to see Wishworld and the Reality War in the cinema? I would like to, yes. I don't know where I'm like, so last time they did it at BFI IMAX in London, which is the biggest cinema screen in the UK. I went to see it there, Empire of Death and Legend of Ruby Sunday, and it was fucking amazing. I absolutely fucking loved it. It was genuinely the best, like, experience-wise. Episode, not perfect, but I enjoyed the experience. I thought it was great, and I had a great time there. Watching Doctor Who in the cinema is just an insane experience that has only happened a few times in my life. So it's one that I do get very excited about when the possibility comes up for that to happen. And I'm so glad that the team behind it are doing it again. So I'll be aiming to get tickets for the BFI IMAX in London. Will that happen? I can't tell you, but I will let you know once the tickets are out. And that will be... The tickets will drop on Thursday, this Thursday. So when that happens, I'll be trying to get tickets for the BFI IMAX. So if you want to say hi, BFI IMAX is the place to do it. Because weirdly enough, I don't tend to go to many conventions. Might try and go to MCM later this year though. Haven't done that in a little while. But yeah, BFI IMAX is the one I'm intending on going to. So if you want to see live Doctor Who and want to say hi, come to that one. No pressure. I'm nervous. I want to get tickets for that, like, badly. So I'm like, I probably shouldn't be saying go to the same cinema, because that's just less chance of me getting tickets, isn't it? Oh, this is fucking annoying. Oh, this is really fucking annoying. Oh, fuck. Okay. Going the other way now. Cries an American. Yeah, it's really annoying that they're not doing it worldwide. Yeah. Me when I travel from South Wales to George's local cinema to not even say hi. Do you know who else is on Who's Their Reviews? I know one more who's after George, but I'm not sure when. After me? Am I on Who Knew? I haven't heard of that one. Nope. Yeah, so that's my plan. I'd love to do it. I don't know. That's a good question, actually, for those who do go to conventions and stuff. What are your sort of favourite ones? Because I haven't done a convention in a while. I'd be tempted to do one this year, potentially, but I just don't know what or where or when, to be honest with you. Okay. Call me Ace Creepin. Weird. Too good at reading between the lines in between in everything Troy and Crispy say now. Troy and Crispy can't keep a secret to save their lives. Showmaster is my go-to, but the word Q-gate with Millie and Shitty, not so. Yeah. MCM is the only one I've kind of thought of. Do you think the reality war will be better than Empire of Death? Hope so. Because Empire of Death was good, but it did leave me with a bit of a bad taste in my mouth for a little bit of a while. And now I'm enjoying the show properly again. I really want that to stick. And I really want that landing to hit. And God forbid it does somehow get cancelled at some point in my life. Well, no, at some point, i.e. this series. If that happens, I need it to go out on a high. I can't have it not go out on a fucking high. That would just devastate me. Oh, shit. Oh, I can't do this. Fuck! How fucking annoying that is. This is fucked now. This is fucked. Who do you want for 16? I'm not thinking about the 16th Doctor yet. I want someone who I don't know at all. Or I've never seen in anything. Shooty, when he was announced, I knew him. And that's not a bad thing. He's a brilliant casting as the Doctor. But I've had years of fan predictions. Fuck this game. I've had years of, like, these sort of fan theories and all that sort of thing. I just want someone completely unknown who I can fall in love with as the Doctor. Like Matt Smith, right? So I didn't know him out of anything before. Peter Capaldi, I knew of him but didn't know him. Never seen anything, right? Shooty, well, Jodie Whittaker, I'd seen Broadchurch, that was it. And again, loved her. Shooty, I knew because I'd seen him in 3-4 seasons of Sex Education when he was announced. I was like, yeah, well, this is... I know this guy. The earliest Doctor Who memory, asks Oliver Street. My earliest Doctor Who memory was I was 4 years old. I was born in 2001. I'm a young boy. My earliest memory of Doctor Who was in 2005 when I was 4 years old. My dad was watching Dalek. I wasn't watching it with him. He was watching it. I ran downstairs. I don't know why. I was 4. And I vividly remember the scene where the Dalek flies up the stairs. And I was so terrified I ran away screaming. And it's brilliant. And I think a year later, my dad bought the TV box sets for Series 1 and Series 2 of Doctor Who. And he sat and watched them all with me every morning before school. I'd have a bit of breakfast and we'd stick on the TV and I'd watch an episode of Doctor Who before school. And I just absolutely fell in love with it. I fell in love with it. And the first episode that I watched, not live, but as it came out, was The Runaway Bride. in 2006. Christmas 2006. So that's when I really became a fan, I think, from then. And the first series I saw as it went out on TV was series 3 in 2007. So my first earliest memories of Doctor Who. But yeah. Yeah. This sounds like a really weird question, but just because we were talking before about someone bumping into me at the BFI IMAX last year with the Doctor Who screening, has anyone in this chat, any like live stream regulars, have you ever met me in real life? Have I ever said hello to anyone in real life? In real life? I don't know. Which month in 2001? My birthday is in March. My birthday is the 4th of March. 2001. So I'm currently 24 years of age. I don't look a day over 42. I saw you at the prom, but you were talking to others and my family were leaving without me. Oh, bless. That's so sad. Yeah, I did speak to one guy at the proms. I was super anxious at the proms. I was keeping really low key, actually. Because I was there with my girlfriend as well, and I was just really like, oh, I just kind of almost avoiding eye contact with most people. Which is bad, I know. I just really wasn't feeling it that day, and I just was trying to... It was a bit of a stressful time for me. I was moving house like the week after. So I had a lot to think about. And I was bold. Have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes score for Thunderbolts? It's pretty good. I haven't. I'm excited that it's good though, because if the film is good, I might actually go and see it. Gotta support the Marvel films that are actual, like, not slop, because otherwise they'll just keep making slop. I think you live near me. I remember you were saying you were near the filming Camden Market for the 60th. Yeah, I am in Camden quite a lot for work. But I don't live in Camden. I live in London. I'm not going to say where in London, obviously, but I live in London. But I do work around Camden, so yeah. Heard how Troy mentioned your buzz as soon as he saw you. Was funny as fuck. Yeah, Troy's fucking funny, isn't he? the bitterness in that. Oh my god. Yeah, fuck that. I think Dr. Master's the same age as my brother. December 01, folks, about... Nah, man, I ain't that young. Oh, let's not out the people who are older among us. Don't want them to feel bad. They'll not come back. I need the viewers, my guy. Would it be too young to be affected by the 456? Yeah, that's technically true. Love that for you. That's great. Yeah, I'm excited for the cinema screening. I'd like to do more convention stuff as I become more comfortable with big social situations like that. If you were to rival the episodes so far to series 14. Okay, so Ruby Road or Joy to the World. Ruby Road. Space Babies or Robot Revolution. Robot Revolution. Lux or The Devil's Chord. Probably just The Devil's Chord, but they're both really good. and then The Well or 73 Yards, was it? Oh, Boom. Ooh, The Well. Admittedly, The Well. I think Boom is it's a very, very, very well written Doctor Who story that I have to say I fucking adore. I think it's brilliant. But I prefer The Well as an episode, to be honest with you. Which is, I think, fair. It's a great story. But I think so far I'm enjoying the vibe of Season 2 more than I was enjoying Season 1. And I enjoyed Season 1 when it was coming out, so this is a very strange thing. Being very brave here. This is not ending very well, is it? Oh, kill me! Yeah, I'm fucked now, I think. Yeah, I'm fucked. Oh, dear. Cool. Well, I'm going to probably wrap up there, to be honest with you. I don't want to piss around for too long. I know those who are watching on catch-up and not watching live, who will watch maybe later. I don't want to sort of bore them with just endless plays of 13. But I thoroughly enjoyed The Well. I think it's one of the best episodes we've had in a while. I have come to realise that I just love horror. I love horror and Doctor Who when done well. Sci-fi horror is the best, and I absolutely love. What do you think is better, Midnight or Waters of Mars? Waters of Mars, probably, but Midnight's a better one-off. Midnight is a better one-off, but Waters of Mars is an excellent episode and probably a better episode within context. I don't know. It's interesting. But I absolutely adored The Well. I think it's one of the best episodes we've seen in a while. Definitely up my street. Is the Midnight Entity in your room? Sorry, yeah, no, my girlfriend's getting back in from work. I was just checking the door was actually getting opened, because if not, I'd have to go and let her in. But yeah. All good. So, the only other thing I want to sort of shout about is basically what the schedule is from now on. So, the next live stream you'll see from me is a review of... Oh, fuck, it's not even here. I thought it was going to be there. The next live stream you'll be expecting from me is going to be my review of Lucky Day, which comes out this Saturday. It'll appear, and we're going to go back to normal now. It will appear pretty much as soon as the episode has finished airing. You can find it on this link here. You can put your notifications on for it now. But basically, at Saturday at 9 AM, as soon as the episode is finished airing on iPlayer, I know that's not how it works, but once it's been out for about an hour, we'll be going live on Saturday and every other Saturday going forward to talk about my initial reactions of the episode. How will I review it on the cinema day? I don't know. It depends on what time it drops, because they haven't confirmed that yet. But we'll have a look and see what happens. I should have let me at the midnight entity. I would have befriended it within an hour. So yeah, check that out. Obviously, as I said, I'm going to be doing a live review of every episode this season. You guys seem to be enjoying that. It's a fun little community thing to do that I'm thoroughly getting a nice fun kick out of. Check out the video I posted today, which is a little mock-up of the Doctor Who soundtrack from last... Ah, Christ. Ah! For fuck's sake. I shouldn't have opened it. Check out my video from today of a sort of very rough mock-up of the soundtrack from the last episode. While I'm at it, and I think while they're in the chat as well, a shout out to a channel, a very particular channel. I keep pissing about and pressing the wrong fucking thing, and it's just hearing random noises. Check out Brambles and Stars. This guy is the goat. They make genuinely some of the best soundtrack recreations for Doctor Who I've listened to. Full stop. And that's not a diss to anyone else, but I just want to give a shout out. Like, every now and then you come across a content creator who you're like, I want to talk about this. And look, I've got a little platform. There's a few of you watching. You're all like Doctor Who. You'll all like this channel if you like Doctor Who music. So please just go and check that out. Honestly, as someone who has wanted Doctor Who soundtracks to be released for years and not had them, this has been a saviour for me. Because I love to listen to the soundtracks, especially when the episodes have just come out. And look at them, they're already on it. I mean, a 20-minute Sweet for Lux came out 3 days ago. 10-minute Robot Revolution medley. Absolutely fantastic. Like, a really just a great amount of content that you're getting out of this channel. So please do go and check it out, because honestly, they're the best. And beyond that, they actually composed the theme for Nostalgia Bit, our podcast. So there you go. That's something fun. That's just a weird little inside connection. We actually hired them to write the theme tune and key music for Nostalgia Bit. So they are the GOAT. And you know that because I listened to their Wild Blue Yonder soundtrack and Giggle soundtrack, and I was like, yep. Definitely going to commission this guy. But they've released pretty much a whole soundtrack video for each of the episodes from season 1, from Joy to the World, and so far Robot Revolution and Lux. Presumably there'll also be ones for the rest of the season as well. I don't know, but genuinely a great channel. Please check it out. Go and give it some love, because I've noticed that my re-uploads of these official soundtracks, which I want to get out there. And they get views, and I love that, and that's really great that people are finding it and seeing it. But what deserves views even more are these. These are fucking amazing, and you really, really should check out this channel. So I'm urging you. I'm not being asked to do this. It just came to me, and I think they were in the chat before, so I just wanted to drop that in there. Beyond that, of course, the podcast. I do want to mention that before we go. As always, we need to wrap up with the standard stuff. We have now released 60 episodes of our weekly podcast, Nostalgia Bit. Here's the YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, go to the link in the description or look for Nostalgia Bit and go and find it and subscribe. You can follow us on Spotify. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts. You can follow us on Amazon Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcast, if it's YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, Apple, wherever you do it, you can go and find Nostalgia Bit. You can do that. Because we've done another 15 episodes, the next episode that's coming out will be our Best of Just News Volume 4. So that is our sort of Best of compilation, and that is coming out this week. And then next week, we have... I can't remember, but it's a good one. We've got 2 good ones coming out after that. So this week, we've got the Best of compilation. And then the next 2 weeks, we've got a bit of a throwback episode, which is quite fun. Little bit of a cheeky one, but quite fun. And then we have a guest episode where we bring on a whole new guest to chat to and bore for an hour and a half. Probably shouldn't say bore if I'm trying to promote it. But yeah, do check out our podcast, Nostalgia Bit. We shout about it all the bloody time on these live streams. I know we do. I know I'm like a broken record, but please do check it out. This is some great content, and we put our heart and souls into this, and very, very excited. So it's not Shrek and Snow White, it's Shrek and Farquaad. But if you want to see us talk about Shrek, you can go and check it out there. We've talked about Doctor Who before. If you want a handy playlist, if you go on the homepage, you can actually find the Doctor Who playlist, which is linked right here. And I will share it in the fucking chat. We've got all of our Doctor Who episodes, and there's quite a few of them, to be fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Doctor Who themed Nostalgia Bit episodes where we talk all about Doctor Who. In our most recent one, we talk about our hopes and expectations going into season 2. So if you want to have a look at that, check that out. In the meantime, thank you. I like the pattern of alternating George and Cooper thumbnails. It scratches my brain. Same, my guys, same. You and DW Fan 1 are my favourite Doctor Who YouTube channels. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Yeah, So, thank you for tuning in. Check out Nostalgia Bit. Check out Brambles and Stars. And again, if you want to find me on social media, all of my links are in the description below, whether that be on Twitter, whether that be on Instagram, all that sort of lovely stuff. Check all that out, and I will see you all on Saturday for my live review / reaction of Lucky Day. See you later. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.